All started with a simple request. She looked at me, determination in her eyes, and said she wanted to go alone. It wasn't a demand, but a quiet assertion of independence. I could sense the mixture of excitement and nervousness in her voice. For a moment, I hesitated, wondering if I should step in or let her take the step on her own. The world can be unpredictable, and as someone who cares deeply, my instinct was to protect. But I also knew that sometimes growth comes from facing challenges head-on. This was her moment to explore, to test her boundaries, and to learn something new about herself. As I considered her request, my mind raced through all the possible outcomes. Was it safe? Was she ready? These questions circled in my thoughts, each one tugging at my sense of responsibility. I remembered times in my own life when I longed for the freedom to make my own choices, even if it meant making mistakes. Letting go is never easy, especially when you care about someone's well-being. But I realized that holding on too tightly could stifle her growth. After careful thought, I decided to trust her judgment and support her decision, even if it made me uneasy. Day arrived for her to set out alone. There was a quiet tension in the air as we prepared. She packed her things with care, double-checking every detail. I offered last-minute advice, trying not to sound overbearing. As she walked out the door, I watched her go, feeling a mix of pride and worry. It's a strange feeling, letting someone you care about step into the unknown. But I reminded myself that this was her journey, and she needed the space to experience it fully. The house felt emptier, but I knew this was an important step for both of us. Up there, she faced the world on her own terms. Every decision, every step was hers to make. She encountered small challenges, navigating unfamiliar places, making quick choices, and handling unexpected situations. Each moment tested her confidence and resourcefulness. There were times she felt uncertain, but she pressed on, drawing strength from within. Being alone can be daunting, but it also brings a sense of accomplishment. She realized she was capable of more than she thought. Each obstacle she overcame added to her sense of independence and self-assurance. Not everything went smoothly. There were moments of real difficulty, missed turns, brief moments of fear, and the realization that help wasn't always immediately available. She had to rely on her instincts and problem-solving skills. These experiences were uncomfortable, even frightening at times, but they were also invaluable. She learned to adapt, to stay calm under pressure, and to find solutions on her own. Each challenge, though tough in the moment, became a lesson she would carry forward. Sometimes the hardest moments are the ones that teach us the most. After facing these challenges, she took time to reflect. She thought about what she had learned and how she had changed. The experience of being alone, of making her own choices and dealing with the consequences, gave her a new perspective. She realized that independence isn't just about freedom, it's also about responsibility. She felt a sense of pride in what she had accomplished, but also a deeper understanding of her own limits and strengths. Growth often comes from stepping outside our comfort zones, and she had done just that. She finally returned. There was a noticeable change in her demeanor. She walked with more confidence, her eyes brighter with the knowledge she had gained. We talked about her journey, the highs and the lows, and I listened as she shared her stories. It was clear that the experience had left a lasting impact. She was still the same person, but with a new layer of resilience and maturity. I felt a surge of pride, knowing that letting her go alone had been the right decision, even if it had been difficult for both of us. Consequences of letting her go alone were not just about the risks she faced, but also about the reward she gained. She had proven to herself and to me that she was capable of handling more than either of us expected. The trust I placed in her was returned with newfound confidence and maturity. We both learned something important. Sometimes the best way to support someone is to let them find their own way, even if it means watching from a distance. The experience brought us closer, built on mutual respect and understanding. The end, letting her go alone, was more than just a single event, it was the start of a new chapter. She carries the lessons learned with her, ready to face future challenges with greater confidence. And I too have grown, learning to trust and let go when it matters most. Our relationship is stronger for it, built on a foundation of trust, respect, and shared growth. Sometimes the hardest choices lead to the most meaningful outcomes. This was one of those times, and I wouldn't change a thing.